narrate a different story, they are going to add in salt and pepper. Yeah, they are not going to narrate the story as it is, and then they are going to make you feel obligated. They are going to make you feel that it is your responsibility. Yeah, even if you are unable to manage things, at your end, you still have to, give them. Yeah. And I mean, to be honest, these narcissistic parents do a bare minimum. Let me tell you, they really don't, indulge their kids. They really don't treat their kids in the best possible way. They, as it is, invest less on their children, because kids are bred for a purpose and reason, that is, for return. Hello everyone, I hope everyone is doing good and taking good care of themselves. So today I'm going to talk about, freedom tax or independence tax, that is, imposed by narcissistic parents on their children. And before I get going, I would request you all to like, share, subscribe the channel, hit the notification bell so you guys are updated whenever we put out a new content. So narcissistic parents are not like healthy parents. They do everything for a reason, yeah, for return. Narcissistic parents are just like those animal breeders. Yeah, they breed for return. Yeah, and that's how it is. And you will see that narcissistic parents really hate letting their children become independent. Narcissistic parents really hate letting go of their children, and letting them pursue their own life, and you know pursue their own path. Narcissistic parents hate that. All of these things are like abomination, sin in narcissistic families. You cannot exercise your own autonomy. You cannot, decide things for your own self. You cannot outgrow them. You cannot start a family on your own and, just move out of the, family, or just leave them. You have to be stuck with them. You have to keep giving them what they bred you for, whether it is financial gain, emotional supply. I mean, there can be endless reasons as to why they breed. They are not like healthy parents, who do their best, who bring you in this world, nurture you, nourish you, and then they set you free, that son, now you can do things your way. Daughter, now you can do things your way. My role is over. Yeah, now let me plan for my old age. Healthy parents set their children free. Yeah, healthy parents don't barge in their children's life. Healthy parents don't manipulate their children, guilt trip their children, shame their children, minimize their children, emotionally blackmail their children. Healthy parents don't do all of that. But when we look at narcissistic parents, they do all sorts of toxic, dysfunctional, and nasty things with their children. And the entire idea behind doing all of these things is to keep the kid on hook, yeah, to keep the child forever dependent on them, and that's it. Yeah, because they bred you for a purpose and reason, and that purpose is to serve them. Yeah. Narcissistic parents will never allow their children, to do things independently their way, and start a independent individual life of their own. Narcissistic parents don't allow that. They will, keep some kind of strings attached. Yeah. And today I'm going to talk about a kind of a financial abuse that we get to see, in narcissistic families. The way how narcissistic parents financially abuse their children. So in narcissistic families, narcissistic parents are going to do the bare minimum for the child, and they're going to brag, talk about it, guilt trip the child. They're going to say a lot of things to the child. Well, I didn't have this and this, but still I did this and this for you. They will keep giving reminders, and the reminder starts from the childhood. Yeah, they don't wait for the child to become adult and then they talk about their hardship or challenges. They don't wait for that time. They don't wait for the kids to grow so that they can have an adult conversation. They'll start guilt tripping the child from an early age. Yeah, they're going to say, well, I suffered a lot, I stayed in this relationship for you. So the entire idea behind narrating all of these things, I mean, the bare minimum that they do for their child, is to guilt trip the child, and is to make the child feel responsible for them. Yeah, they don't want the kids to grow the way how healthy individuals do. They don't want that. They stunt their kids growth. They start emotionally burdening, their child. Yeah, I have done this and this, and now, you have to do this and this. This is the bare minimum that I expect out of you. And it is in a very coverted style. It's not direct that I have done this and this and I want this and this. Yeah, they are going to manipulate things, triangulate things. We know narcissistic individuals have their own unique ecosystem, so their enablers are going to further tell you and gaslight you. Well, you have got no idea, your mother has done this and this. Well, she deserves a good house. You should get into some work and pay off her debt. You should get rid of her loan. You should do this and that. And it is all financial exploitation. And this is because of that entitled mindset that these narcissistic parents have. I'm breeding my child for return. I'll do the bare minimum, and then the child is going to pay off the debt, the child is going to clear the loans, the child is going to get a mansion for me, the child is going to get the car, the child is going to get more money, and then the child is going to fund others' wedding, others' education. So a child is basically a kind of a short-term small investment project for narcissistic parents with huge return. Yeah, and all of this manipulation part is very coverted, subtle. It's not direct, because narcissistic parents don't want to be exposed as greedy, selfish individuals. Yeah, they don't want to be exposed for who they are. And that's the reason they rewrite history, they manipulate the child from childhood. They have their enablers to do the talking, and project the narcissistic parent as someone who has suffered a lot, the martyr, the victim, yeah, the hero. And the child is then burdened with unrealistic expectations. Yeah, so the child is more focused on fulfilling the wishes, dreams, and desire and goals of the narcissistic parents, rather than pursuing his or her own goals, desire, and aspiration. So narcissistic parents very meticulously manipulate their children. And the kids are kids, they are innocent individuals. Yeah, they are not allowed to be themselves, they are not allowed to be kids. Narcissistic parents are good in robbing their kids' childhood from them. And this helps them train their kids to become better slave, better servant. So from childhood, all of these things are instilled inside of the child. Yeah, that your mother has suffered a lot, and now you have to outperform yourself and make her happy, make her dreams come true. Yeah, betray your own dreams, likes, dislikes, betray your own goals, and get into this mode and mission to fulfill her goals, dreams, and desire. Yeah, so narcissistic parents first manipulate their child into taking up the role of their rescuer. And then they smartly put the child into this role of this rescuer who is there to rescue narcissistic parents financially. Yeah, and it is done in such a way that the child is unaware, the child is emotionally blackmailed, the child is brainwashed into believing that the only person in this world who is suffering is my mother or father, and my only goal and mission in life is to end my mother or father's suffering. Yeah, so the narcissistic parents are then going to guilt trip their kids in various ways. Well, I send you out despite of all this problem and hardship, I paid for your college and this and that. And all of this is basically subtle payback reminder. Now, when the kids, do something in life, when the kids get a job, narcissistic parents, then start, demanding things. You have got no idea, I have got this and this loan. You have got no idea, you will have to, take care of your sister's education. You will have to pay off this debt and clear this loan. And, this is in a way a kind of a tax that they impose on their children. The bare minimum that they do, the sex part, yeah, the part where they nurtured you, fed you, got you medically treated and provided shelter, educated you, and did the bare minimum which every parent does. This is a kind of a tax they impose against the things they have done. Yeah, and now you have to pay them. Yeah, if you want to go to any other city, if you want to start a life independently, that comes at a price. Yeah, and it's not that you can just outgrow them and start doing things your way and make a living for yourself and that's it. Yeah, no, you will have to keep giving them, you will have to keep you know uh, giving that financial aid and assistance to them. Yeah, because they will keep on guilt tripping you, they will keep on manipulating you, they will keep on shaming you. Their enablers, their gaslighters, their flying monkeys are not going to let you be in peace. So narcissistic parents very smartly and I would say meticulously manipulate their children. Yeah, so if the kid is allowed some amount of independence, that comes at a price. Yeah, so they are going to allow you to go to a different city, work, maybe get into a job of your choice and liking and preference, and in return they would want money. Yeah, they will not just let you go and tell you, well, son, you do things your way, you do your own saving and start a life of your own. No, they want return. Yeah, so this freedom tax or independence tax, I mean, this is the term that I'm coining, this is the term that I'm using. It's not there in DSM or any other books, but this is what we get to see in some of the narcissistic families. If they let the kid pursue things as per his or her desire and preference and choice, then they take the money. Yeah, they don't let the kids become independent and earn and enjoy their life and start a life of their own. They indirectly charge these taxes. Yeah, so you have to pay them the bare minimum which they have done. They will keep you reminded, the entire ecosystem will be after your ass, and after your soul, and they will keep on reminding you that you have to give them. Yeah, so till eternity, I mean, like, they might have paid for your school fees till 16 or 17 or till college, and it might not be that much. Yeah, but the kind of return that they expect out of you, you have got no idea. And if you don't give them, they are going to shame you, guilt trip you, compare you, yeah, scapegoat you, they're going to withhold love and affection. Yeah, so it's either you stay with them and serve them, but if you are capable to make some money, they will not mind sending you out, but they won't return. Yeah, so you will have to pay taxes to them, yeah, for that freedom and independence to go out and live your way. You have to pay them. Yeah, they might have spend a couple of thousands on you, maybe for 16 or 18 years. Yeah, and did the bare minimum. They have their own story, they rewrite history to evade accountability and responsibility. But the kind of return they want, that is as per the current times standard, as per the current standard, the kind of return they expect out of their children for the bare minimum which they have done is as per the current standard. Yeah, so they might have spent a couple of thousands, but the kind of return that they expect out of you is couple of hundred thousands, and they want it forever. It's not that they want it for a year or two or a couple of years or 10, 15 years. They want it till the time they are alive. Yeah, that's a kind of a royalty. Yeah, they want. And these narcissistic parents are shameless individuals. They really don't care if the child is struggling with things, or if the child has his or her own challenges, own family to take care of. They are just there to collect the taxes, and they're going to guilt trip, shame the child. Well, I suffered this and that. And honestly speaking, all what they are doing is they are charging the kid till the time they are alive. They are charging the kid, and they are asking the kid to compensate, yeah, for the months they have carried the child in their womb. Yeah, for the years they have nurtured the kid, paid the school fees, got the medicals covered, did the bare minimum. And this is a kind of a tax they impose. So either narcissistic parents are not going to let their kids go, but in some cases when they let their kids go, and start things on their own. The kid keeps giving them money, the kid keeps paying the freedom tax and the independence tax. The moment the kid stops for whatever goddamn reason, narcissistic parents are going to do a number on the child. Have you forgotten how much I have suffered? You have got no idea. Your daddy is going through this, your daddy is going through that. So narcissistic parents are going to orchestrate in such a way that they are in misery, they are suffering, and you have to give them, beg, borrow, steal. You have to betray your own needs, you have to betray your own lifestyle, you have to betray your own kids, you have to betray your own spouse, your family expenses. And when you get the salary or when you make money, first and foremost you have to pour a good amount to them. Yeah, that's a kind of royalty that they earn, yeah, by breeding, by bringing their kid into this world. So I mean, it's really disgusting. I mean, you shouldn't be doing this with your child. The kid didn't tell you that have me and treat me this way, and keep tormenting me for the rest of my life. The kids deserve a good life, the kids deserve independent life, the kids deserve a life where they are not burdened with the responsibility of financially assisting and enabling the narcissistic parent. They have their own challenges. Look at the expenses in today's time, things are so expensive. Yeah, but narcissistic parents see their kids as investment. Yeah, a little bit of investment and huge return. Yeah, so 20 years back they might not have invested that much, but the kind of return they expect out of you on a regular basis is huge, unrealistic. So yes, narcissistic parents are into allowing their kids to go out, make money, move to a different city, and that is in exchange for money. Yeah, and that money is somewhat like a royalty they earn. That money is nothing more than freedom tax and the independence tax that the kid has to pay. Yeah, the mother is going to gaslight the child, and she's going to say, well, despite of all oddities, I sent you out, I suffered a lot, I did this, I did that. The father is going to narrate a different story. They are going to add in salt and pepper. Yeah, they are not going to narrate the story as it is. And then they are going to make you feel obligated, they are going to make you feel that it is your responsibility. Yeah, even if you are unable to manage things at your end, you still have to give them. Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, these narcissistic parents do a bare minimum. Let me tell you, they really don't indulge their kids. They really don't treat their kids in the best possible way. They as it is, invest less on their children, because kids are bred for a purpose and reason, that is for return. Yeah, so a little more they spend on the golden child. Yes, they do spend a little more on the golden child, but it's all about return. So if you fail to give them what they have bred you for, they're going to scapegoat you, invalidate you, minimize you, withhold love and affection. They'll do all sorts of nasty things. Yeah, so narcissistic parents are shameless individuals, and they literally charge you, they literally charge you for the sex they had, and they conceived you. They literally charge you for raising you, for educating you, for giving you bare minimum education or basic education, healthcare, food and shelter. They charge you for all of these things. It's not that you are on your feet, and you get a job and now you can start a life of your own. I mean, I'm talking about our Indian society, the things that we see around. I don't know how things are in Europe or in other continent, but I mean, in my country, I get to see this. Yeah, the kids are assigned roles and responsibilities from childhood. Yeah, now you have to get a good job, and you have to get your sister married, you have to get your brothers educated. I mean, I really don't understand why have so many children in the first place when you're not financially capable. Yeah, because that is something which rings a bell. If you're having lots of kids, and if you don't have the financial capacity and capability, that simply means you are a farmer who's just breeding, yeah, for return. You will just give the bare minimum. Somehow or the other, you are just going to, give them the basic and the minimum thing, and then you are going to burden the child, and in that entire process you are stunting the child's growth. Yeah, you are simply enslaving the child. You are simply, training the child, to become your servant and betray his or her own unique self, and own life choices, and own path. Yeah, whatever he or she chooses, you are simply training them to betray their own self and just keep serving you. So yes, this was it. In case if you would like to add in something, you can always comment below. Till then, take care of yourself and don't ignore the red flags. And the only solution to all of this mess and nonsense is going no contact. Pink rock, gray rock, upholding boundaries, emotionally distancing yourself, radical acceptance, everything goes for a flying F. Yeah, I'm telling you with experience. Nothing works. The best and the only solution is no contact. So empower yourself, work on your own self, and go no contact, because till the time you are in that narcissistic family, in contact with narcissistic parents, they are going to keep poisoning you. Yeah, narcissistic families, narcissistic relationship, narcissistic parents, are like rat poison. So you are consuming rat poison on a regular basis, and all what it does is it erodes your self-worth, self-esteem, sense of self, confidence. It simply depletes you. Yeah, and you're just a servant, a mindless servant serving them. So yes, take care of yourself. Lots of love and blessings to all of you. Bye.